Winter evening in a small American town. The sky was heavy with soft snow. The old wooden bridge shimmered under the fading orange sun. And on that bridge, two people once stood together, promising they'd return someday. But life took them in different directions. This story begins 7 years after that promise was broken. Ethan Hale never thought he'd come back to Willow Creek. After high school, he left, chasing a career in city journalism. Fame, travel, excitement, he had it all. Except peace. And except her. Every winter, something pulled him back to that old memory. The girl who loved constellations, vanilla milkshakes, and sketching sunsets. Lila Carter. He loved her once in a way people love only once in their lives. But one argument, one misunderstanding, and one stubborn decision tore them apart. Tonight, after years, Ethan stood again in that small-town diner where she used to work part-time. And, unexpectedly, there she was. Same soft brown hair, same quiet smile. But her eyes carried a little more tiredness and a little more untold story. She froze when she saw him. "Ethan?" His heart cracked open. "Hi, Lila." They talked like strangers, trying hard to remember how to be friends. Coffee, small jokes, a few long silences. At one point, she looked at his hands and softly said, "You still bite your nails when you're nervous." He blushed. She remembered. After all these years, she remembered. He tried to ask how she was, but her phone rang. Her expression changed. Fear, guilt, hesitation. I have to go," she whispered. Before he could say another word, she rushed out into the snow. And Ethan felt something was terribly wrong. The next morning, he met an old friend who told him Lila wasn't married, she wasn't dating, she mostly stayed home, took care of her mom, and worked odd art jobs. But people said she had been through something painful 2 years ago, something she never talked about. Ethan felt a weight on his chest. He left her once, but he wasn't going to leave again when she clearly needed someone. He went to her house to return the scarf she'd dropped. She opened the door carefully, eyes surprised but not angry. Her living room smelled like paint and coffee. On the table was an old sketchbook. He recognized it instantly. It was the one he gifted her on their first anniversary. She snatched it away shyly. But not before he saw a drawing. A boy and a girl standing on the wooden bridge. The girl holding his hand. The boy walking away. His throat tightened. "Lila, you kept that?" She looked away. Her voice cracked just a little. "Not everything deserves to be forgotten." Later that evening, she offered him a walk through Main Street just like old times. They walked slowly in the snow, talking about little things. The bakery that shut down, the library remodel, her painting classes, his travels. Nothing deep, but every moment felt like peeling back old layers of themselves. At one point, Ethan said softly, "I'm sorry I left the way I did." Lila stopped walking. "I'm sorry too. We were young. We didn't know how to hold on." The streetlight reflected in her eyes. They glistened. For the first time, it felt like forgiveness. One night, she finally told him the truth. 2 years ago, she was engaged. It ended badly. Her fiancé left her just weeks before the wedding. No explanation, no goodbye. She wasn't able to trust people anymore. She wasn't ready to love again. Not fully. Ethan listened quietly. Every part of him hurt. "You didn't deserve that." Maybe I wasn't enough, she whispered. He took a slow breath. Lila, you were always enough. You still are. Her eyes filled with tears she didn't let fall. Days passed. They spent more time together, smoothly, quietly, without forcing anything. Morning coffee, long evening walks, painting by the lake, sharing old songs they used to listen to. He noticed the way she looked at sunsets, the way she touched the pages of her sketchbook, the way she bit her lip when nervous. He was falling again, harder than before. And she was too. But fear held her back. One snowy night, they stood outside her house. The world was silent, just the sound of their breathing. She stepped a little closer. He tucked a strand of hair behind her ear. Her eyes flickered with warmth and hesitation. Their lips came inches apart. But she stepped back suddenly. Ethan, I can't. Because of your past? She shook her head. Because I don't want to lose you again. If we try this, it has to be real. He gently held her shoulders. I'm not going anywhere. But she was trembling, unsure. She whispered, Give me time. He nodded. He'd give her a lifetime if needed. One night, Lila sent him a message. Meet me at the old bridge? His heart raced. When he arrived, she was standing there, holding the old sketchbook. Snow was falling softly. The river below was quiet. She spoke first. This place. It was the beginning and the ending. She handed him the sketchbook. Inside was a new drawing. 2 people on the bridge, but this time, both walking towards each other. She looked at him with trembling lips. Ethan, I'm ready now, if you are. He took her hands gently. I never stopped being ready. Her voice broke. Then stay. Don't leave again. He smiled through tears. I'm home, Lila. And this time, she didn't pull away. Their lips met softly, warmly, slowly. A kiss that felt like 7 years breathing again. The snow fell heavier, but under that cold sky, something warm finally healed. Months later, Lila's art studio opened. Ethan wrote a book about small-town love and second chances. They still walked to the bridge every winter, not to remember what they lost, but to celebrate what they found again. Some stories end, some stories break, but some stories, beautiful stories, wait for the right time to begin again. And theirs finally did.